Okay, we're going to give this a try. It says we're live. So welcome everybody, and David, take it away.
Thank you. First order of business, I was wondering if you could let my alter ego into the room. There we go. It says connecting, and I'm hanging up now. Can everyone hear me still?
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, that was easy, right? I'll call the meeting of the Grand Marais Public Library Board of Trustees to order on Friday, January 29th, 2021 at 5:13 p.m. First thing is roll call and introduction. I think that's appropriate as we have new members here. And you know, we're all fairly new, so why don't we just go around, maybe starting with myself. I'm Commissioner Dave Mills, representing District 3 for Cook County, sitting here on the library board. This would be my third year on the library board, so it still feels new, but I guess it's really not that new. Amanda, would you like to introduce yourself next?
Hi, everybody. So I'm Amanda. I'm the library director. I came on board in 2017, January of 2017, as the first assistant director for our library and paved that path. In 2019, October, Steve Harson resigned and I became an interim director. And then in February, I accepted the director's position. In March, I closed the library for the pandemic. And by July, I had Kristen on board to be my second in command. Thank you for being here.
Kristen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Kristen Wozeski. I've been here 6 months now, and it's been a very interesting 6 months. So I look forward to the next 6 months.
And Sue, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Sue McClone. I'm a fairly new representative from the Gunflint Trail. And we own Bearskin, and that's pretty much it.
And Kevin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Kevin Lavore. I live in Grand Marais and represent, I guess, Grand Marais. I've been involved in libraries for many, many years. I got my first library card 4 years old. My dad took me down to the Armitage School in South Minneapolis because in those days the school libraries were part of the public library, and I signed up for my first library card and been involved in. I worked my way through the University of Minnesota by working as a circulation manager at night at the biomedical library. And I did have quite a bit of library school in those days. And I spent most of my career as an engineer. I used to design, well, I probably still could, design devices that open up parachutes into air delivery systems, parachutes and air delivery systems, that kind of stuff. I also designed pyrotechnic materials, all kinds of stuff. So it's a different kind of engineering. Really, I had to know electrical engineering and mechanical engineering and a lot of safety engineering so I didn't kill anybody.
Excellent. Well, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for joining us. And Mr. Michael Gary, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Mike Gary, and I'm here representing the city in Jay's stead. I guess Jay had been here for quite a number of years, I guess, and so I'm taking his place. Hopefully I'll be able to fill his shoes a little bit, mostly.
City Councilor Michael Gary, I might add, to be clear. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. And yes, we do have a quorum. And it looks like the next thing on the agenda is our annual oath of office and conflict of interest forms. I stopped by the library today and scribbled my name, my signature on the necessary forms. But we do need to say them out loud as well, which I believe is in our folder here. And we can take a minute just to make sure we all have it.
Okay, was it part of the printed stuff in today's folder, or should I have gotten my old ones?
Also
It
project it. Would that help?
Pardon?
Should I project it?
Sure.
Sure, we could share the screen. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
See what I got.
And I think in the past, I don't think everyone has said it. I could be wrong, but I see that every one of us should be giving this oath every year. So, and it's in a different format. Is it the same language?
It's the same language. It's just my live Zoom ready document. Can you read it? Is it nice and big?
I can see it. Can everybody
Yeah.
see that?
Yes.
Oh, great. Well, it's always fun to do this via tele because there's lags, but we'll just do the best we can here, huh?
We could do it in a round.
And we can we can do it in a round. Well, we can all try to do it at the same time, and
Yeah.
And here we go.
All right.
I do swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States and of this state,
And of
to
this state,
discharge
to
faithfully the
discharge
duties of
faithfully
this
the
office
duties of
to
this
the
office
best of my
to the
judgment
best
and
of my
ability.
judgment and ability.
Represent the Grand Marais
To
Public
represent the Grand
Library,
Marais Public
both to the
Library,
people
both
and to
to the
governing
people
officials,
and to the governing officials.
to see that adequate funds
See
are
that
obtained
adequate
for good
funds are
library
obtained for
service,
good library
to promote
service,
the best possible
promote
use
the
of
best
all
possible
library
use of all
resources in the
library
area,
resources in the
to
area,
encourage cooperative
to encourage
activities between
cooperative
different types
activities
of
between different
libraries,
types of
and to
libraries,
extend library
and to
service
extend
to those
library
not
service to
previously
those
served.
not previously served.
Did anyone hear an echo?
It was lovely.
Very good. Thank you all. And I'm not sure if Amanda, you've received everyone's signatures on that yet, but that is something that we should have, is everyone's signatures on that oath. So when you get a chance, either if you have a hard copy, you can sign it and bring it to the library and drop it off at the window, or you can request staff to print it there and you can sign it right there at the window. So it'll happen one way or another. All right. Now that we've all taken our oaths, we can move on to the consent agenda. And that includes the agenda for today, minutes from our last meeting, and then bills that we should have seen in our folder on the Google Drive. Is everyone able to access the Google Drive? Was that an issue for anyone, or is that?
No issue.
Good, great. All right, well, I'd be looking for a motion then for the consent agenda.
I would move that we accept the consent agenda as written.
Second.
All right. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote as we're virtual here. Mike Gary,
Aye.
Kevin Lavore,
Aye.
Sue McClellan,
Right.
and I am as I as well. Unanimous and passed. That moves us on to the Library Friends Liaison Report. Yes, Amanda.
Just would like to report on behalf of the library friends that they've been invited to have someone attend our meetings, and right now they're discussing how they'd like to proceed. So the invitation is available.
Excellent. Yeah, that would be awesome if we had some liaison there to keep this connection going. Moving on to committee reports. Financial Committee, no report. Month review. There's no one here that was on the Personnel Committee, or am I mistaken there? No. So we don't have an individual to give that, but I don't know that I've seen that report. I don't know that I need to see that report, but it is for Amanda's benefit, so that she can get feedback about how she's doing, and as director, and the Personnel Committee will be doing that on the regular in the future as well. Moving on to the, oh, I'm sorry, it has the Library Director's report. Apologies, Amanda.
Well, and you kind of took my report a little bit by doing introductions right away, which I thought was so clever, because I just thought I would start with that since we're all so new. And I suppose I just want to say we do have a Friends liaison, but we also have an ALS liaison. So Arrowhead Library System has a Cook County resident on their board, and our liaison is Helen Muth, who just went off the board. She was a trustee also. So occasionally she'd like to share some reports with us that she might think are of interest. And the one that she'd like to share this month is that we have 2 digital collections. One is called RB Digital Magazines, and one is called Overdrive. And that's our ebooks and e-audios collection. A couple of months ago, RB Digital and Overdrive announced that they'd be merging into Overdrive, getting rid of the RB Digital app, and then it didn't happen, but now it has happened, and I just got an email that said it's live. So I really love it when we can give our patrons more in one place. They don't have to look so hard. So if you use the app or anything, you should be able to see those magazines. Last month, I talked about moving forward with using the library by appointment during the emergency. We've taken a very public health conscious approach to library service, and we've moved steadily forward, but also slowly and attentively. So our first week and a half, our first 2 weeks, oh my gosh, where are we? 2 weeks of appointments has been just really awesome. We've had fantastic mask compliance and hand sanitizing compliance, and we're just letting a couple of people in at a time by appointment. And so it's very low key. People are super excited to be in here, and it's just been going really well. So we're going to continue with that. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm not really doing a large announcement. The soft opening has worked well for us. And we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Any questions for me right now?
I don't have a question, but I just want, echo. No? Oh. I just want to thank you for taking that that conservative approach as far as public health is concerned, and still opening it up. I think that it's great, and I'm so happy that it's going well. And I think it was really wise to do that soft opening, because we don't need a flood. But I think it is really important for people to be able to come in and access, and it's such a rich experience and very valuable. So thank you for doing that for those who need it.
You're welcome. And then I think the other thing I'd like to discuss or share is that I have a whole new board. So I really, if you have particular bits of information that you're looking for me to report on, either at the verbal report or in the director's report that I submit each month, it's helpful for me to know that. I'm basically going off of what was expected of me prior. So that can be adjusted. Just let me know what you're looking for.
Thank you.
Yep, all done.
All right. And there is more, of course, in the report, but it is written, and I'm sure we've all looked over that. If not, please do. It's good information there. Just as far as immediate feedback in regards to my expectations, I would say carry on And again, I appreciate the conservative approach, and I think you are doing an excellent job meeting the community's needs while balancing public health concerns. So, but if there's anything further specific from me, I'll certainly let you know, and I hope the rest of the board does as well.
Thanks.
All right, so now we're through the director's report, the committee reports, down to communications. There were some items in the folder there, just as far as our funds. St. Paul, Minnesota. I forget, is it St. Paul ampersand? Yes.
Yeah, St. Paul and Minnesota
Foundation.
Foundation.
Yeah. And then we've got new business, election of officers, president, vice president, and secretary. And it is an open slate. Everybody is eligible for any of these positions. And the duties were laid out very well for us in our bylaws and provided by Amanda here. So one way to do that is just to throw names out there as far as nominations are concerned. Or another way is for if somebody says, I would like to, so just volunteering.
I would like to nominate Dave Mills to be president.
Well, thank
of
you.
the United States. No, of the library board.
Thank you. I am willing to serve in that capacity. Are there any other nominations? And to be official, we'll do that 3 times. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I will close the nominations for president. And we'll do a roll call vote here because we are virtual. Mike Gary.
Aye.
Sue.
Aye.
Kevin.
Aye.
Dave is aye as well. Unanimous approval there for the position. Thank you all for your support, and I'll do my darndest to run a straight meeting here. For the position of vice president, do we have any nominations?
I'll nominate myself.
Thank you, Kevin.
Good job.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I will close the nominations, do a roll call vote. Mike Gary.
Aye.
Sue.
Aye.
Dave is aye. Kevin.
Aye.
Unanimous there. Thank you very much, Kevin, for your willingness to serve as vice president. And for secretary, see, this is the hard job, to be honest with you, because that is taking the notes for the meeting. Do we have any nominations?
I have a question. On some boards I've been on, the secretary did not have to be a board member. Is that the case or not the case here?
In this case, my understanding, and help me, Amanda, if I'm misinterpreting or skewing the interpretation, but it needs to be a board member, but I believe, at least from my experience, duties can be delegated. In this case, right now, tonight, we have Kristen. In the past, however, it was Jay who would take the notes. But it is important that we do have a secretary. And it is an officer position. So I believe it does need to be a board member. I'm just I just don't believe that the secretary needs to be the one taking the notes. Was that a circular answer?
No, that's the right answer there.
Oh, okay.
So
Whew.
basically the secretary, I'll nominate myself for secretary if I don't always have to take notes, because I am not a good note taker. I lose focus.
Well, thank you both for stepping up, and thank you also for sharing one of your challenges. And I am also not an excellent note taker, but I am willing to also take notes sometimes. So I don't know how we'd like to share that responsibility. Also, I should ask, Kristen, how do you feel about? I don't expect you to be at all of our meetings. How do you feel about taking notes? Are you a good note taker?
I am a good
I'd
note
like to
taker. I
interject,
enjoy
actually.
it.
Kristen, can I? Do you mind? So if you'd like to have a staff person take the minutes for you, you can just ask me to select one.
Huh.
But I will, just for formality's sake, but I will say that I love having Kristen here for each of our board meetings. She's a fantastic note taker, and you can ask to delegate to a staff person, and there happens to be one available.
Wonderful, and thank you for the formality. I do appreciate that. It is good to be systematic and do things procedurally sound. So, on that note, are there any other nominations? We have Sue nominated as the secretary. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I will close the nominations for secretary and take a roll call vote. Mike.
Aye.
Kevin.
Aye.
Sue.
Aye.
Dave is an aye as well. So again, we have a unanimous approval as for Sue as secretary.
Thank
And
you, Sue, and thank you, Kristen.
thank you, everybody. And is that was that your Amanda? Was that your what you were saying? Is we're asking you to select a staff person, and you are selecting Kristen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to know, Sue, should we send, so when Kristen completes minutes, should she send those to you to be approved, or do you just want them to go straight into the packet and the board can approve them together as consent agenda? Do you want that intermediate opportunity?
How would the board like it to be done?
Well, as secretary, Sue, I believe it is your prerogative. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be looking at the minutes that are in the board packet. So whatever is there, yeah.
Let's just go straight to the board packet.
Right, because we can always pull it from the consent agenda if there's something in there that seems amiss. So we can handle that.
Thanks.
Very good. Well, that was probably the smoothest part of the meeting thus far, and is often one of the trickiest. So thank you all for assisting with that. Now moving on to the committee assignments. Seeing that we only have 4 members on the board of trustees currently, that puts us a little thin for committees. Typically, I believe there are 3 members for each committee. In the past, both the county representative and the city representative, and then another board of trustee member has sat on the policy committee, or I'm sorry, the financial committee. And that doesn't have to be that way. It's just that both the city and the county share costs, and so it's been the case that we have liked to have that representation at that level. But seeing as there's only 4 of us here, I'm not sure how to proceed. We can not have committees and all be on committees. That can make things cumbersome because then it is always a quorum, even if we only have 4 members. So the point of the committee is to not have to call a public meeting and go through the open meeting law. This way we can be a little more nimble and attend to issues as they come up. So does anyone have any preferences as far as which committees they would like to serve on, if any?
Could you tell me what the committees are besides financial?
Yes, I'm sorry. There's the policy committee and then the personnel committee. And I have not sat on either the policy or the personnel committee. And so have limited perspective there. They should be fairly self-explanatory, I guess, though. And one of the more important aspects of the personnel committee recently was having a director's review. And so that's maybe.
I have a tool for you guys.
Oh, good.
Let me share just a second here. Buttons, and making sure I click the right one. Okay, how about this? Can you see this screen now?
Mhm.
There we go.
Well, Councillor Mills, seeing this, I think that I would like to be on the financial and the personnel for sure. I could do one additionally if we need the person power for it, but you know, I would definitely want to do those 2.
Okay, I would be happy to be on the personnel committee. I have no place on the financial committee. And if it was needed, I'd do bylaws.
I apologize, Sue, my internet blipped out for a second. I heard you say personnel and then I missed something and then I heard you say if needed bylaws.
Right.
What did I miss?
Don't put me on the financial committee.
Oh, okay. All right. Kevin, do you have any preferences there?
No, I have lots of experience in financial committees. I've been treasurer of several UCC churches and Eastern Association and the Second Congressional District Democratic Farmer Labor Party and so on and so on. So I have lots of financial experience and I also have experience in policy. So I could be on both of those.
Very good. Well, so what I hear there is we have Mike and Kevin and myself on financial. We have Sue and I'm sorry, Mike, I lost yours.
Oh yeah, financial and personnel.
Personnel, okay. There we go. Now we're typing.
This personnel policy, Kevin.
Yeah, and let's, you know, I can sit on all three for that matter. Until we get more, till we get more members at least. Just to round that out there. Great. Does that look good to everybody?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Could we get a motion to assign us to these committees?
So moved.
Thank you. Motion by Kevin. Is there support?
Second,
Ooh, I heard Mike first, so I'll
Go with
give it
Mike.
to you know. And we'll do the roll call vote here. Because Sue, you didn't get that second, I'll call on you first for the vote.
oh, thank you. Aye.
And Kevin
Aye.
and Mike
Aye.
and Dave is an aye as well. So we have unanimous approval there. Very good. And you know, a lot of these committees will more or less be, we can call them together if need be, but it'll often be at Amanda's bringing an issue to our attention where we need to call the committees together. So stay tuned for that. And then we probably should have something scheduled for the personnel committee just to have that director's review, because we don't want that. It was a little bit of an issue last year, and COVID, I'm sure, is a significant factor in that, but just getting that review done. And with Amanda being a fairly new director, I think it was really important to have that kind of feedback. So we'll want to make sure that that is scheduled and doesn't slip through the cracks there. All right, well, that puts us down to unfinished business. Adjust the 2021 schedule of library board meetings. So thank you all for being here tonight. This is not the regularly scheduled meeting, and I did call each of you trying to get something that worked, and that is okay to do under open meeting law, just so that we're all clear there. Scheduling is allowed. We don't need to worry about that. But it is important for us and for staff and for the public to have a regularly scheduled meeting. And so we should talk about that. What I was hoping for was either the evening of fourth Tuesday of the month. I think there is some hope that we could do it earlier than the evening, so maybe late afternoon. But I think, Sue, you were preferring, there was a little bit of a handoff or a scheduling situation on your end. Could you share that with us? Or at least
Well,
just the time, what's ideal?
I'll work with it where everybody else does. We do most days have Molly here until 5 or 5:30, but that doesn't work for everyone else. We can just be flexible. It's okay. It's not that often. I'll try to get it right next time.
Well, that's it really was not an issue tonight. And thank you for your flexibility. Kevin and Mike, do you have some time constraints or time preferences that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so I just wanted to double check. So you said fourth Tuesdays? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
At 5-ish or earlier? Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, I know Sue is very willing to be flexible. Another factor in my mind, but later is, you know, 5 or 5:30 is better for her. Other factors in my mind is public attendance or participation. for people who are working 9-to-5 jobs. You know, if we have it earlier than that, then that is restrictive, both for just attendance or participation. As far as serving on the board, I mean, also in my mind, consideration is staff. I think earlier is probably better for staff. However, we don't want to get it too early because then that conflicts with the hours of operation of the library too. So there are those factors. So yes. Kevin, do you have any input?
No, the fourth Tuesday would be okay.
Yeah, I think that will work for me from what I can tell. So I'm going to just say yes for now.
I appreciate that. The for now part and the yes. Yeah, I had scheduling issues in the past, and I dropped another committee to stay on the library board. I'm very happy that I did that. And now my duties are shifting again, and so I'm trying to make everything work if that's possible. And so that's why I'm requesting this change. So if Amanda, do you have some input as far as scheduling is concerned?
That shout out that we have 3 board openings left to fill, and they could end up being working folks. So either allowing flexibility for them to change the meeting schedule to be able to participate, or setting it 5 o'clock or after, so that might be able to happen. It's so hard to know when you don't have a full set of trustees, but we're Kristen and I are pretty flexible here.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that was part of the challenge I had in the past. Is we had a board member who said, well, no, I set my schedule for the next 6 months for this time, so we can't change it. I was like, oh, but if we're all willing to be flexible, then whatever we set right now, we can change down the road. It's not that big a deal. So, but is 5 o'clock okay?
Yeah.
5 o'clock on the 4th Tuesday of the month?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
So,
All right. Well, could we get a motion to have the regularly scheduled meetings to be at 5 o'clock on the 4th Tuesday of the month?
You know, I think I just found a conflict.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's very
I
exciting.
was thinking there was something about that 4th Tuesday, and I do have another meeting on those 4th Tuesdays. But there are other days like Thursday. Thursday would be great. Does anybody have a problem with Thursday, Millsy?
The 4th Tuesday, I'm sorry,
fourth-
4th Thursday. Is that what you're saying?
Thursday is what I'm saying. So same week on Thursday. Does that work for you, Kevin
Yeah,
and Sue?
I'm good. I'm good.
Dave?
Yes, yes, yes. That's so 5 o'clock on the 4th Thursday
Yes.
of the month. And how does that look for staff?
That looks great for us. There will be a couple of days that we have to shift. So for example, I can see November, that's Thanksgiving Day. The 4th Thursday is Thanksgiving Day. So you'll want to set an alternate day that week. And I'm just going to scan through really quickly so we can get a good schedule set. One, two, three, four. Yeah, that's looking really good, except for November would need a different date. And if you want, we could do it the week before or adjust within that week. So that part you'd discuss a little more.
Okay. Well, I will move
I'm
for
sorry,
that.
I blipped out, so I don't know what I missed, but I think you're making a motion.
I'm making a
Okay.
motion for that Thursday. And as far as the Thanksgiving Thursday goes, maybe we should wait till we get closer and we'll know a little bit more.
Yeah.
And were you gonna say something? Nope. Okay. So I would make the motion that we have it on the 4th Thursdays at 5.
Second. It's flipped again.
I hear people, but there we go. So we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kevin. And the only other point of discussion I would add to that is in the past, we have had conflicts with scheduling with, say, December holidays or whatever. So, you know, this sort of thing does come up. Roll call vote here. Mike,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Kevin,
Aye.
Dave is aye as well. So we have unanimous approval for the 4th Thursday of the month at 5. Thank you all very much. That was the big ticket item on tonight's agenda as far as I'm concerned. Is there anything else that we should talk about this evening? I see no other signals. So without anything else, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
I would so move.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion and a second. And I don't think we need a roll call at this point. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you again for your participation. We'll see you next time.